Hello everybody, welcome to a Good Deck Showcase. Today we'll be doing Ally of Justice, and I've actually switched my recording software to something completely new. I said I'm now using NCH software, which is good. It's another free software that I'm trying out, because the other one keeps splitting my audio and my video like a complete and utter tard. It's not using tard as an insult in retarded people. I apologise, retarded people, but this recording software that I had before was genuinely stupid. Anyway, so what we have here, we have Gen X Allies, and Ally of Justice. I'm sorry, I'm getting more confused the more times I've tried to do this video. I've tried about 5 times now with different settings, but now it's completely different recording software because I got annoyed with the old one. Anyway, the purpose of this deck is to shut down light decks, or any deck that has effects using DNA transplant, but obviously that's a bit situational. But its main purpose is lights and stopping them completely. This is a very slow deck, however, which means it needs a bit of oomph to get it going. This oomph comes in the form of Iron Core, a Mech and Armored Unit, and related cards. And then, this is not meant to be a meta deck build. What this is meant to do is this is meant specifically to stop lights, and that's it. They don't special summon, and the one card that would do would probably, obviously, the one thing you do special summon is synchros. Well, that's it. There's no main deck special summoning. Everything's extra deck, which poses a slight problem. Well, technically they do special summon with the use of these, but that's about it. You can't really make a large play off of them. The Mech and Armored Unit is actually surprisingly more useful in deck, and I'd say than in others, with the exception of Cybers, which obviously bring out Cyber Valley. But with this, obviously, you bring out your weak ally Salvo in defense position, and just because if it's a light deck that you're against, they're going to be pretty annoyed, because if they destroy this or that, then they're going to have something blown up, which is brilliant. It's hilarious. Because this has really low attack, meaning you could probably always go into with Mech and Armored Unit, but obviously with it destroyed, if they do decide to destroy it, then you're really stuck for using its effect again. But if this is the second time to turn, then it's fine, because, it's only once per turn effect. And just out of interest, does this work twice if you've got 2 of it? Just asking. Because obviously this means you can only activate. It doesn't say you can only activate this card effect once per turn. It does that. It doesn't say the name. So I'm thinking you could use this if you've got 2. You can use it twice, which is hilarious. Anyway, so what we got here? Well, the darks. So we're using this sort of stuff. The machines using this sort of stuff, and obviously using this sort of stuff because it's generic. And tuning aware because it's a synchro deck. And I can't make all the levels very easily anyway. I can do some very easily, like 6. If I try to do 5, I've got to use Salvo. I'm trying to do 7. Well, I suppose, but 7's easy because I can use Null. I can use 3 and 4. But 8 is relatively difficult because we use a 5 or him. And 9 is a little bit difficult again. Well, 9's alright as well, I suppose, if we've got 2 level 3s and a tuner. Otherwise, I'd have to use tuning where like a level 4 or a 5. So it's possible. But it's not that easy. But the ones that are easy are relatively good. And come to think of it, there's not even a single level 6 in here. Which is why I'm probably stupid for talking about the level 6. But I might put Yugioh in here. And maybe take out something like Leo. Anyway. We've obviously got the slide deck here. Which is all generic stuff. And Zen mains. Because I like Zen mains. It fits the look of the deck. And B, it's pretty useful to protect your stuff. Because let's face it, this stuff isn't a special summon, therefore you need to try and keep it on the field. If you have Zen mains out, you're going to attack Zen mains or one of your monsters, and you could just go, no. Oh, well, actually no, it is. They'll probably attack Zen mains, and if not, you can always force attack on your opponent. And obviously we've got Line Pressing, because this deck, obviously you're trying to hurt Light Mots as much as possible. So if you're going against the light deck, you're probably going to run this in. But obviously, against some decks, you'll be running DNA Transplant instead to turn them into lights. But obviously, if you're running DNA Transplant, you probably wouldn't be running Lightning Prisoning, because that will hurt you more than it will help you. Anyway, on to the main deck. So up to this point, it's all Ally of Justice. And you'll note, we've got Decisive Armor, which is incredibly difficult to summon, but incredibly useful. Field Marshal isn't that great, but it's pretty fun, and it's the only real beater of the deck. I've got Light Gazer, which is the only other real beater of the deck. We've got Double Cataster, which is the only good card in the deck, theoretically, like of a meta level, that is actually an Ally of Justice. And he looks a bit like Vylon. He looks a bit like a Vylon. And I think, my theory is, because of him and Core Destroyer, that these guys might well be fallen Vylons. And they decided to go, you know what? Screw the Angels. We're going to defect to the dark side. And that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I'm not sure what the lore is, but I'm pretty sure Catastrophe is a Vylon. Pretty sure. Without a shadow of a doubt. Because he looks like a Vylon. Okay? Done. Anyway. Next, we've also got our 4 generic stuff. I might swap out Leo for Goyo, as I said. Also, on addition, we've got Black Crows. Timed out again due to inactivity. God damn it, DN. Jeez, you're not very comfortable with people trying to record, are you? God, it's happened every time. And every time, people get to see my Gen X, which isn't bad, I suppose. I like my Gen X. Anyway, before we were rudely interrupted, yeah, we've got Black Crows, we've got Stardust, and we've also got Hyper Librarian. Because, you know, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, too many synchros that I can count. I can't even count them all because they're just too many. But that's a good thing. Because there's enough variation. So yeah, get extra draws off it. Which what this deck really needs is a bit more draw. Because there's very few draw effects with the exception of Veil, but then you have to just send your Dark Monster grave to get another card. And it has to be a Dark Monster you get so you can use its effect. So, you know, a bit situation. And the only other thing that would give me draws is Omniweb. So, you know, it needs a bit more draw. And I'm probably going to try and get more draw somehow. If only Allo was unlimited. Oh wait, that would just make shadows and stuff overpowered. And obviously in the XYZs we won't go into very often. We've got stuff like Alucard, Exciton, and him. Because they're pretty useful. They're pretty useful generic cards for that level. And Exciton, ironically, it's a light, which means if Quarantine's on the field, you can't summon him, even if you use Quarantine as material, because that's how it works. But if you've not got Quarantine on the field, and you really want to stop your opponent from doing stuff, you just use Exciton. However, of course, Exciton is like gold dust with diamond studded in it, and it's just very difficult to obtain. So obviously in an IRL deck build, I'll probably side this out in lieu of a cheaper level 4, with a different synchro. And obviously for the other machine stuff we've got Gigagon XG and Gigagon X. Because they're both machines, and they both have pretty good effects that work well with this deck. Gigagon XG, you know, Gigagon XG, which is really hard to say actually. Obviously does negation and stuff, which is what Gen X allies love. Ally of Justice. Sorry, getting mixed up. And obviously Gigagon X gives us free searches, which is, I suppose we've got enough with Mech and Armoured stuff. But, you know, more search is always better. More search is always better. Because we don't get extra draws very often. We need that bit of search. Anyway, guys, this has been the Gen X Ally of Justice deck. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please leave a like, favorite, and subscribe. I'm glad I'm using a different recording software because this hopefully is working. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a nice day now. Goodbye.